Welcome to Superhero Showdown, and we are going to talk first about my thoughts, my opinions on the Doctor Strange movie. Saw the opening weekend. I really like the evolution of Strange from arrogant asshole to almost Sorcerer Supreme. You can't really say he was Sorcerer Supreme. I thought the Benedict Cumberbatch was awesome as Sorcerer Supreme. Tilda Swinton, I think she was really good as the Ancient One. I don't really care that it was whitewashing and that the Ancient One is actually supposed to be Asian. And then they kind of merged two characters to make Baron Mordo. But Mordo was good, but I wish he would have had the classic look, because the Ancient One had the classic look. Wong had the classic look. Dormammu had a classic look. Doctor Strange got the cloak. And Mordo just looked like an average dude. Just an average guy. But a lot of the visual effects in here and how to bring the mystic elements into it, and even bringing the Infinity Stone into the storyline was really good. And I thought the battles were unique. They really went to show you that you gotta break your will to be able to do the things they can do. And then being able for him to go into a different realm, basically, to be able to see Dormammu. Now, a lot of people probably got pissed off how he looked. As a Doctor Strange fan, Dormammu looked how Dormammu has always looked. And he's a villain. He's a villain that is not a one-off. Like, they didn't kill him. Like, normally you'll have this big baddie villain and he's gone. They just take him out of the equation. I thought the way that they brought Dormammu was really well. The mystic elements, and it showed how he just wanted to learn. And the movie doesn't take place in like a week or a month like it normally does. Doctor Strange spans years, and then you find out that the movie's actually in the middle of the timeline. So it's actually not after Civil War, it's pre-Civil War. But Dr. Stephen Strange, the fight scenes, everything, I really liked it, and I've been waiting a long time for a Doctor Strange movie. Now, they did alter a little bit here and a little bit there, the timeline, to make it work. But I think if you really want to see a really good Marvel movie, I actually put this in my top 5 Marvel movies. I thought it was really good, very well done, and it's nice to see a superhero movie actually done right with how 2016 has really been. So next we're going to tackle the Harley Quinn movie. Ended up getting the writer for one of the Transformers writers. Me personally, I think they're jumping the gun on Harley Quinn. Instead of you focusing on one character that you didn't even do properly in Suicide Squad, you should focus on, say, getting the DC Universe the right way. But instead, they just want to jump the gun. Everybody loves Harley Quinn. But instead of getting a good writer, you get somebody from Transformers, which Transformers has become this bastardization of the series. It is nothing like it should be. So I don't have a lot of thoughts on this. I just think they're jumping the gun with Harley Quinn. Maybe they'll do something special with it. Maybe it'll lead into like Batman, or lead into like something else. One that kind of is a big news is Fox is planning. We don't know if they are actually, but there's been rumors. Comicbook.com, Collider Movie Talk talked about it. It's been on Twitter that they're resetting the X-Men universe. Now what that means is they're going to start from scratch, which would probably be a really good thing to do, because the X-Men universe started in 2000 and there's so much continuity problems We've had multiple Professor X's, Jean Greys, Cyclops. The only bad thing is they just reset up the X-Men. Now I think what they should do is when they reboot it, they should bring the team from the X-Men from the 90s, because a lot of people would like it to see Beast, Gambit, Rogue, Cyclops, Wolverine. You gotta get a new Wolverine in here, because Hugh Jackman only is doing one more Wolverine movie. It comes out in May. You really need to reset it, and you need to do it properly. So don't try and fuck it up. What you gotta do is you gotta get the right writer, the right director. You gotta plot your course. Say, this movie is gonna be this movie is gonna be this movie is gonna be this, but we're trying to build up to this. Like how Avengers built up to, is building up to Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet. They spanned a bunch of movies to get to that point, but start here if you want to get here. I think there's a lot of room to bring in like villains like Omega Red to do Juggernaut right, to bring the Archangel in the right way, to do an accurate apocalypse. You could even do like the Hellfire Club, but do it the right way. You could bring a lot of cool elements, because if you saw the Deadpool movie, they used a completely new Colossus, which wasn't in any of the other X-Men movies. And I think it's grounds to really exemplify what you could do, because X-Men should be awesome. You could do X-Men, you could do New Mutants, you can even do a futuristic X-Men movie, which an Age of Apocalypse timeline. You can do a lot of stuff, but if you do it right, it could flow perfectly. Stay away from those leather jumpsuits. Make everybody be kind of like an individual, like they were in the 90s comics, where Gambit had his look, Wolverine has his, Cyclops has his, Rogue had hers, Storm had hers, and it just build it that way. I think hitting the reset button is fine, especially with Logan coming out, and I'm going to talk about the Logan trailer now. The Logan trailer was perfect. All the mutants are dead, except for Wolverine, Professor X, and what we assume to be X-23. I think it's actually going to deal a lot with the legacy virus. In the comics, the legacy virus was something that actually killed off all the mutants, and as Wolverine gets older, that's probably why he has the scars in the trailer. But spoiler alert if you don't know, but in the trailer, when he's burying somebody, I'm pretty sure it's Professor X he's burying. But they used the right song for the trailer. The way it builds, it's going to be an R-rated Wolverine movie. It's going to be a good way to end everything before they hit the reset button. You have Professor X and Logan. One last hurrah. X-Men 3. Hopefully it's better than the last two Wolverine movies, but I'm really hoping that's going to be good. It comes out in May, so we'll just have to see. Next, Deadpool loses its director. Now, apparently Ryan Reynolds, and the way that they've been trying to do Deadpool 2, he's really stubborn, but he knows Deadpool, he knows the material, and he's actually been... So, he loses the director, Tim Miller, and because of that, the guy who did the kick-ass fucking soundtrack for Deadpool has left the project, so there's no director. Ryan Reynolds is still in as a producer. They're already talking about Deadpool 3, but what they need to do is worry about Deadpool 2. You can't just go that far ahead without really thinking about what you're going to fucking do. So Deadpool's kind of in trouble. It's starting to resemble Gambit. Remember, the Gambit movie was supposed to come out this month, originally. But with everything that was going on, all the craziness, it didn't fucking happen. So hopefully Deadpool gets a new director, and we'll see how that goes. This is a topic I want to talk about. It's not any news or anything, but it's how I would make a Green Lantern movie. Now, when they made the Green Lantern movie, I think what they did is they focused a lot on the origin. They had a villain you really couldn't focus on. But I think the story that I would do is I would have Hal Jordan already on Lantern. Okay. But not just Hal. You would have Oya. Oya, it's already built. Most of this movie would not be on Earth, because why would it? They're the Green Lantern Corps. They're the police of the universe. So you have a team with Sinestro, because you could set the building blocks for his turn, because everybody knows that he's built on hate and destruction. You have Grog, a Kilowog. You'll have Kyle Rayner. You'll have Jon Stewart. And you could throw some other lanterns in there that you want. There's a bunch of random lanterns that there are. But you have it against the Manhunters. This evil, destructive race that is hell-bent on destruction because they were wronged by Oya, by the Guardians all these years before. And one of the cool things you could do is the Manhunters are the reason why Sinestro's home planet gets destroyed, which is the building blocks for Sinestro turning to the evil side. And if you were to build on that, you could really set up Sinestro's turn that way and have these awesome battle scenes with the Lanterns battling the Manhunters. You could bring in Necro if you wanted to, because then that could build the building blocks for a Blackest Night story down the line. Because you don't have to have this because then for Justice League movies, you could easily swap out. Sometimes Jon Stewart could help, sometimes Hal Jordan could help, and that way you got Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart on the same team, and really you could do some great visual effects stuff. And if they were to go this way with the Manhunters instead of one singular villain, this way you got the Guardians, the whole Green Lantern Corps battling the Manhunters. And I think that would be a really cool story for you to do. And then from there you could branch off into the building blocks of the Sinestro Corps. So if I was to do a Green Lantern movie, I would do it that way. You could really showcase the hatred between Hal Jordan and Sinestro. They're yin and yang. They don't like each other, but they have to work together, and it builds this combustible element that just explodes into darkness. So that's what I would do if I was to make a Green Lantern movie. Now, the last topic I really wanted to talk about was, what is the best comic book movie of the year? We've had a lot of duds. Lots of duds. So we started the year with Deadpool, which was a big hit, but it had the essence of what Deadpool was. Perfect, awesome, amazing fight scenes, gore, all the cool shit that Deadpool was. And from there you have Batman vs. Superman, which was a pile of dog shit, with the Doomsday looking Ninja Turtle. That both their moms' names was Martha. That's why they stopped fighting. Lex Luthor being all weird and creepy. A Wonder Woman that I couldn't give two fucking shits about. You have Batman vs. Superman. They fight one time in the movie. I have a review on this channel, so I'm not going to go too much into that. Then you jump to X-Men Apocalypse, which had so much potential, but just it didn't hit the mark. Like, it was good action, it was good character building, but everything didn't come together, and then Apocalypse wasn't really manifested like he should have been. It should have been more epic, more on a grander scale. That fell short. technically, Ninja Turtles is a comic book movie, but I refuse to even mention that right here. From there you have Suicide Squad, which Suicide Squad was goodish. Like, the Joker was fucking amazing. I loved how Joker was played in that movie. But Enchantress fell short. Killer Croc was weak. You don't even have the original member of the Suicide Squad, Deathstroke, in there. Rick Flag wasn't that good. The movie was like this conjumbled, like, the characters were there, but the story was like on hold. But then you finish off with Doctor Strange, and it's awesome. I think if I was to pick the best superhero movie of the year, it would be Doctor Strange. Oh, I forgot. Captain America Civil War. Because Captain America Civil War was really good as well. So the two dominating ones would be Civil War and Doctor Strange. Civil War had Spider-Man, Ant-Man became Giant Man, there was battles, destruction, chaos, everything. But I would still pick Doctor Strange over Civil War, because Doctor Strange really was, start to finish, you could take Doctor Strange without seeing any other Marvel movies and say that's a good superhero movie. Civil War, you really have to be invested, know the other movies, but it just, not the best year for superhero movies. And a couple years ago I thought 2016 is going to be amazing, because we're going to have Batman vs. Superman, we're going to have X-Men Apocalypse, everything. But things happen sometimes and you don't always get what you want. So this has been Superhero Showdown. I'm going to try and get back into a routine of putting videos out when they're supposed to be. So, sorry about that. Got really sick last month, and it's just been a lot of chaos lately. So, I will see you next week for another brand new episode of Superhero Showdown.